Finally, one more thought. What's in a name? Shakespeare had Romeo ask that question to suggest that this perceived difference between his Montagues and his beloved Juliet's Capulets shouldn't come between them. But in today's world, how a person or a product or even a country is perceived can be all important. Take, for example, Korean car company Hyundai. Once perceived as a reliable, inexpensive, rather boring alternative to high-priced and flashier European alternatives, it has gotten a whole new lease on life, creating adventurous designs for the EV world, making it a formidable competitor even to Tesla, causing the Wall Street Journal this week to ask, how did Hyundai get so cool?
It's an EV, rhymes with Kev.
And it's not just Hyundai that's looking to freshen up its brand. Consider Facebook, with Mark Zuckerberg going so far as to rename his entire company in a bid to make up some lost ground to TikTok, though the arc of his space shot to the metaverse may get bent a bit by the gravitational pull of generative AI.
AI is already crucial to the foundations of the metaverse and will be even more so in the future.
All this rebranding has now apparently made it all the way to the Oval Office, as the New York Times caught Speaker of the House McCarthy, as well as House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, holding an important debt ceiling meeting with the president wearing those flashy dress sneakers. But before we get too terribly excited, it would be well to remember some famous instances where attempts to rebrand fell well short of the mark, starting with the auto industry itself. Does anyone remember the campaign in the late 80s to make us think that the Oldsmobile was really for young people?
In short, the new Cutlass Supreme is not your father's Oldsmobile.
And has anyone seen any Oldsmobiles around lately? Or how about that so-called New Coke that was going to revive a time-honored brand?
New Coke is catching on. The taste is better and newer than. Oh, you said the P word.
Rebranding has been known to extend even to the world of geopolitics, as Secretary of State Hillary Clinton did with her famous campaign to turn things around with Russia.
We want to reset our relationship.
Looking back on it now in the light of Ukraine, it's not clear exactly what the world got out of that particular rebranding. Even the central banks are getting into the game, with the debate raging this week about whether the Fed would execute a pause or a skip at its June meeting.
I'm not a massive fan of these linguistic acrobatics that central banks end up getting themselves into.
But maybe the place where we need rebranding the most is in how Washington deals with things like budgets and deficits. Oh, yes, the full faith and credit of the United States of America. But that may take more than just a new logo or new shoes with white soles. For that, we may need a fundamental rethinking.
The point is we need a new spending process.